The Smash roster is one of my favourite parts in the entire Smash series, with the inclusions of new fighters every installment. Some fighters don't make it in. Welcome to A New Foe Has Appeared, where we are going to brainstorm ideas for fighters that could possibly happen in the future. Let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome to A New Foe Has Appeared with your host, BB8 from BB8's house. Happy New Year. I already said that in the previous video. Not New Foe Has Appeared, but this is the first New Foe Has Appeared episode of 2021. So, today we are going to talk about a random character I didn't do, a Who Will Prevail before the new year, or anything like that. But what I did do was tease that more New Foe Has Appeared will be coming in 2021. And today, we are talking about Ori from the Ori series. If you've never heard of this character, you wouldn't have heard of the game Ori and the Blind Forest or Ori and the Will of the Wisps. What triggered me to talk about this character is I got an Xbox Series X for Christmas, and I did get 3 months of Game Pass for £1, and I just played through Ori and the Blind Forest, and that's what triggered me to talk about Ori. Well, let's get into Ori, shall we? Alright, so for Ori's moveset, his neutral special could be Bash. Ori's special move, Bash, is a counter-attack of sorts. Pressing B will cause Ori to illuminate yellow as Ori is genderless, so I apologize for saying that, performs a front flip animation as if Bash is used within a range of an attack, projectile, or melee. Ori will perform a flip animation, and the projectile opponent and Ori will enter a brief slow motion animation. While caught in the counter, the opponent and Ori are momentarily immune to knockback for about 3 seconds. As an arrow appears beside Ori, you can aim this arrow to show where Ori will propel herself, and the opponent's side of the arrow will be where the projectile opponent will be launched. After pressing B again to launch the projectile or opponent, Ori will launch herself a short distance wherever the arrow is pointed, and the projectile or opponent will be launched in the opposite direction. The projectile opponent deals double damage wherever it's been launched. The drawback, however, is the range of the counter. It needs to be initiated before making contact with Ori. Failure to perform the Bash counter will put Ori in a helpless animation for about 3 seconds, so use the attack wisely. Light Burst, pressing side B, will cause Ori to launch a projectile ball of light energy in an arch trajectory. This ball of light causes a strong blast of energy once it makes contact with an opponent and deals decent knockback and damage. You can also hold B to aim the Light Burst. Charge Jump, press B to trigger a charge jump attack. Ori launches herself upward in a slightly controlled burst of charged energy resembling an arrow of sorts. While using the attack, Ori gains great recovery, and while also dealing upward knockback and damage to opponents caught in the attack. Once the peak is reached, however, Ori will fall in a helpless state. So while the attack is powerful and has great recovery, it can leave Ori vulnerable afterwards. And the down special being Charge Flame. An attack that must be charged. Holding down B will cause Cyan, I don't know how it's pronounced. Cyan or Sane, I don't really know how it's pronounced. To build up charged light energy to be released. While charging the attack, Sign begins to glow for a couple seconds before glowing brightly. Once Sign is fully charged, release B to cause a strong light energy blast attack. This charge flame is about as large as a bob armor explosion and deals impressive knockback along with 15% damage. And the final smash, Kuro's Wrath. Ori closes her eyes and meditates for a moment as a terrifying scream of Kuro, the forest spirit, is heard from in the distance. Ori fades away momentarily as Kuro slams onto the stage wherever Ori was previously standing, and Kuro, the giant owl, slams onto the stage and flaps her wings for a moment before rushing forward wherever Ori was facing, similar to Ganondorf's final smash, dealing insane damage and knockback in the progress. If Kuro slams down on an opponent, they are slammed into the ground before Kuro rushes forward, dealing extra damage in the progress. After Kuro leaves the stage, Ori resumes the fight. So for spirits, Ori could be the fighter spirit. There's not that many characters in the Ori series, so these are the ones that will do. Ori as the fighter spirit, Kuro's Wrath, Sign, Naru, Kuro, Gumo, and the Spirit Tree. The stage would be the Ginso Tree from Ori and the Blind Forest. The Ginso Tree is a gigantic tree in the Forest Nibel. It houses the element of water inside its trunk and was responsible for purifying waters of the forest that passed through it. After Kuro's actions caused the Spirit Tree to lose its power, the Ginso Tree became rotten and dry. Its inner chambers wrecked with the decay of the blinding. Alts being from Forest Spirit, the standard costume, Sunken Glade purple, Thornfell green, Sorrow orange, Horu red, Gumon blue, Life-Giving yellow, and Kuro's Wrath, which could technically be a black alt for Ori with white eyes. So guys, what did you think of the first episode of A New Foe Has Appeared for 2021? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn your notifications on. Finally, don't forget to leave a comment when you've subscribed. And the first Who Will Prevail of the year is... Alright, here's your new Who Will Prevail for this episode. So, the silhouettes kind of like last time, or a clue on who the character is. I made it a bit harder without showing the emblems this time, but I'm sure that some of you will be familiar with these characters. That's it for Ori. BB-8 out.